Okay, for section 1.8, we get to start talking about exponents and order of operations. Most people don't have problems with exponents, but they do have problems with order of operations. They think they're not going to have problems with order of operations because they've been doing it for so long, but the truth is they've been doing it with a faulty method. Or slightly faulty method. So when we look at exponents, there's a base, which in this case is the 3. There's the exponent, which in this case is the 5. And then there's the answer, which in this case is the 243. Exponents are written slightly to the right and above. The base is obviously on the bottom, and the whole thing is called an exponential expression or an exponential equation. The exponent 1 just tells you what the original thing is. Any number to the 1 power is that number. 2 to the 1 is 2. 4 to the 1 is 4. An exponent of 0 is always going to be equal to 1. 2 to the 0 is 1. 4 to the 0 is 1. Any number to the 0 is 1. 0 to the 0 is undefined. You can't have that. The rule of order of operations only has 4 steps. It only has 4 steps. Everybody wants to make it have 6 steps because they've heard the "please excuse my dear Aunt Sally" down here at the bottom. But the truth is, it only has 4. You take care of the "my" and the "dear" in the same step, and the "aunt" and the "Sally" in the same step. So simplifying the grouping symbols like parentheses, brackets, and braces, that's all in the first step. The most common grouping symbol that you're going to see other than parentheses is the fraction bar. People don't think of it as a grouping symbol, but it is. You do everything on top first, then you do everything on the bottom, and then you do the division for the fraction bar. That's what makes it a grouping symbol. When you have more than one grouping symbol, you need to take care of the innermost grouping symbol first. You evaluate exponential expressions next, so you take care of all your exponents. Then moving from left to right, you do your multiplication and division in the same step, whichever one comes first, going from left to right. Then moving from left to right, you perform any addition and subtraction in the same step, whichever one comes first, going from left to right. You don't do all your addition, then go back and do all your subtraction. You do them going from left to right in that order. So it looks more like this, where you have your parentheses and grouping symbols for step 1, your exponents and square roots, that's where square roots fit in, for step 2, and then you do multiplication and division from left to right, whichever comes first, for step 3, and addition and subtraction from left to right, whichever one comes first, for step 4. So you end up with only 4 steps, even though you're still following the "please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." Everybody thought it was 6 steps because there was 6 letters, but it's not 6 steps, just 4 steps. Okay. So when we're looking at this one here, we're going to do something different from following those steps. I know you're thinking, oh, let me follow the steps, just like you just said. No, that's not what I want you to do. I know you think that's it, but it's really not. That's not the deal. The deal is you don't do that. You do the calculator. It's the calculator. You get the calculator to do it for you. The reason why? Calculator's faster. Calculator's more accurate. Calculator follows the order of operations. You don't have to stress. You make this in here. And you need to be able to type all of that in here. So I'm going to make this in here. Go ahead and turn it on. Clear out what's in there now. It says 2 times, because that's what that little dot means, 3 squared. I don't see a square here. Oh, I do have a square here. an x squared. That'll put my little 2 there. That's nice. Plus 18 divided by 3. And then I got a little square, but I don't want to use that. I want to do something that I know is going to work all the time. So even if it's not a square, I want to make sure you know how to use it. So above the little x squared key is the little housetop key. That's how you do exponents. See how it put the little box up there? You could put any number in that box now. I could put a 3 up there if that was a 3. I could put a 9 up there if that was a 9. I could put a 10 up there if that was a 10. I could put a Y up there if that was a Y. But it's not. It's a 2, so I'm going to put a little 2 up there. And see, it's the same thing. Looks the exact same as the other one. This looks just like that. They look the same. So when I want to get my solution, I can press enter. And it's going to tell me my solution is 20. Hey, look, my solution is supposed to be 20. We did it good. If you were to do this the long way, because there are people who want to see it the long way. If you were to do this the long way, there are no grouping symbols. You'd have to do your exponents first. So it'd be 2 times 3 squared is 9 plus 18 divided by 3 squared is 9. Go through and do all my multiplication and division from left to right. 2 times 9 gives you 18 plus, because that's not multiplication or division, 18 divided by 9 is 2. 18 plus 2 is 20. We did it right. They have a now you try it. So you could pause the video and punch it into the calculator. No, really, punch it into the calculator. After you punch it into the calculator, then you can do it by hand. Punch it into the calculator. I need to know you can do that. So they have 6 squared, 6 to the 2. If I want to get out of my square, because if I were to press divided by, it's still up top. I don't want that. I want it to be down. So I've got to go over. I'm going to delete that. Go over. When I go over, it gets me out of the top. And then I can do the divided by 9 plus 3 minus 14 divided by 7 and press enter to get 5. You got to go over to the right to get out of the top. Go over to the right. Press enter to do your equal sign. Number 5, for each expression, identify the base. My base is 2. Identify the exponent. Exponent is 3. Evaluate the exponential expression. 2 to the third is 8. The base is 4. Oops, the base is 4. The exponent is 0. The exponent is 0. The expression is 1. 4 to the 0 is 1. They want you to simplify number 7 and number 8. So go ahead and try number 7 and number 8. Pause the video. Try number 7 and number 8. parentheses are there. It says 5 minus 1, close parentheses. And then I have an exponent of 3, so I have to use my little house top. And then put my little 3 in. Press enter to get 132. Use your calculator. Get to know your calculator. It's very helpful. I'm not so much worried about the word problems right now. We'll take care of 1.9 and 1.9.